and welcome back to the Craft Loft. If you are already subscribing, then great. If not, and this is your first time, welcome. And please hit that subscribe and follow button. Today I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to embroider a quick monogram on one of these really nice heirloom blankets, the quilted ones that they're super popular right now. So this is the quilted heirloom blanket that I'm going to embroider today. It's got that really nice red buffalo plaid trim. I do have these blanks in my store, so hit that link below. I'm going to leave it in the description so that you can go ahead and order your own blanks. I've got these, and then I've got a few of the more traditional colors, white, blue, and then some pink, and I think I have some blue trimmed and pink trimmed. But go ahead and hit that link and you can get to my store and see which blanks I have in stock. So this is the one that I'm going to do today. This is one of the baby quilts, and it's 36 by 46 inches. And I'm going to just do a quick monogram on this. Okay, so this one will be mine. Give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I get that hooped on my Hoop Master using my Mighty Hoops. Alright guys, here we are. This is my Hoop Master from Mighty Hoops. I'm going to be using my 11 by 13 magnetic hoop for this design. The entire design will be about 7 inches, so this will be perfect for it. And quite honestly, I just had my machine set up for my 11 by 13 hoop because I ran some stuff last night. So a lot of times people that are making these blankets are not using stabilizer because they're quite thick. It's probably about 3 layers of material here, so they're pretty much nicely stabilized. You don't have to use any stabilizer. However, rule of thumb for me is I use some kind of stabilizer regardless. This is going to be a lightweight tearaway or medium weight tearaway. It comes on this roll from Newbrothread, and I get it from Amazon. The link will be in the description as well. So I've had this roll quite a while, and I go between this one and my pre-cuts. When I'm using my larger hoops, I do use this roll just because it's easy for me to get the size that I need. So the reason I'm using my Hoop Master is this is it's a bulky blanket, and just easier for me to use the Hoop Master because I have this set up and I really don't have too much flat space in my studio. So I'm going to show you how I get that done now. Alright, so I've got the bottom part of my hoop already in here, and these are what I have it attached to are the adjustable these are the adjustable frame sets for you to be able to use this Hoop Master without like the 5.5 frame setup, the 5.5 hoop setup, which I showed in my last video. So this one is adjustable, and I can move this bigger for my 13 by 16 hoop. I can move it smaller if I'm using any of my smaller hoops, but this is really nice to have when you purchase the Hoop Master. Again, free shipping available using my code craftloft, and the link will be in the description as well. So here we have it. Now this stabilizer is not gonna go top to bottom. It's not gonna cover the whole thing, which is fine because again, like I said, my design is only 7 inches, so I just need it to cover just enough of where my design will be. So these black pieces here, you've seen me in the last video use them. These are magnetic and they open quite easily, and these are to hold your stabilizer so that when you go to hoop, you're not getting any shifting. So I'm just going to put just enough of the stabilizer in there to cover the space that I will need. And then I'm going to grab my blanket, find the side that I want to stitch on. These blankets have I guess the right side and then the wrong side. The wrong side does have this last black running stitch, so I'm going to stitch it on a side that does not have that running stitch. Typically I've seen people go ahead and put their design in the corner. I'm not going to do that because that's just not how I fold my blankets when I put them up in my living room and hang them over the back of my sofa. I fold my blankets in a rectangle, so I'm gonna use this middle circle here, and I'm gonna do it on the horizontal. Now, the monogram that I'm using is one from Designs by Juju. I do like her monograms a lot, so I do have quite a bit of them. And it is a circle monogram, so it's gonna fit quite nicely in this circle. It may be slightly larger, but that's okay. The designs on the quilt are all circles. Sorry, let me just get that out of the way. Okay, so I have this laying on my hoop master, right? I'm gonna use this middle circle as a guide. On each side, there's like 3/4 of a circle on each side. I'm gonna use this middle one as a guide. So I'm gonna go ahead, bring this down, make sure my stabilizer is getting in there, right? There we go. I'm not gonna do it exactly on the edge, so that's fine. I'm gonna do it just a little above. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line this up using these 2 circles on the side and the ends of my hoop. So you can see here, that's the end of my hoop, that's the border of my hoop. I'm just gonna make sure that it's straight, that there's enough or about the same amount of each of these circles, right? And really I'm just gonna do like so, eyeball it a little bit, I think just a little bit this way. All right, that looks about right. Like I said, you can be super precise if you'd like. And I don't use a wash away on top of this for like I would if it was fleece, simply because this design, though quilted, is still pretty flat. So depending on the design that you're doing, you can use a wash away if you'd like, but it is not necessary. I'm gonna hoop upside down like I always do because of the way that I put the blanket or even a shirt on my machine. I hoop upside down so that the excess is hanging off of the edge of the machine towards me versus me trying to get it inside the machine. Just easier for me. Do what you'd like. All right, so this is the top, just like all the Mighty Hoops, super easy. I plop it down and I'm already hooped. I'm gonna just tug just a little bit, get a little tighter, a little flatter. All right, that's it. Now, last time I don't think I showed this. Typically this would normally release, but this is a little denser, so it didn't pop right up. But if you look on the back side here, and I'll just kind of lift that up so you can see it, there's a little blue tab up here. That little blue tab locks the bottom piece of your hoop in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my thumb, and it just pushes right up, and I'm gonna lift that off. All right, so that's it. I am hooped. Nice and tight. You can pull just a little bit to smooth it out if you'd like. I've got that one piece of tearaway stabilizer on the back here. Absolutely not necessary, but I do use it. And then I'm gonna take this over to my machine and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm gonna be using my Bai Mirror 1501 for this. I do have a Bai V22, which is also a 50 needle machine, but I have that set up for caps. And I'll have a video coming pretty soon showing you how to do some hats on that. I just find it easier to have one already dialed in for flats and then one dialed in for hats. It just makes it much easier for workflow, not having to continuously adjust or take the hoops off, right? Your cap hoop and all that off. All right, so I put the table on today. I normally don't have this table on because I don't do true flats. I do a lot of shirts and sweaters, and you can't do that with the table on. But the table is perfect if you have something that's truly flat, blankets, anything that's maybe you're doing quilting and you need to do some pieces. The table is perfect to have on here to hold that additional weight, so you're not having to prop it up on a chair, which is typically what I do, just because I don't use this table very often. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and lay this out here. I already have my design set up. I already chose my colors. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in here. I put in a brand new bobbin because I didn't want to have to change a bobbin midway through. I'm gonna go in, I'm clipped in, but see how nicely this holds the weight of a of like a true flat, like a blanket or something that's heavy that you don't need to get that arm inside. This just works really well. Now, and again, my design is going to be 7 inches, and I'm using an 11 by 13 hoop, so I have plenty of space here. Have my design already set up. I haven't traced yet, so I'm going to go ahead and trace to make sure. And even though I know that my hoop is more than enough space for a design, I always trace. One more time. I think this should do it. All right, so here we go. Now the Mighty Hoops do have this center. Some people use it as a center marking. I don't always. Sometimes I use it just to eyeball it a little bit. I move slight tad bit. Okay, I think I'm good here. I'm not gonna play with it anymore. Okay, so again, this table holds this really nicely. I am running at 700 SPM, and I do have my colors already chosen. I'm gonna go ahead and start, and I'm gonna let you watch the beginning, and then we'll come back once it is complete.